Now today task is preparation horizontal vertical alignment. On this ground data pre-created, we will be doing the horizontal vertical alignments. So for this, I am switching off the triangulations for the easy visibility of the alignment that I am drawing. So within this boundary area, now to select the alignment creation tool, I have to give the naming. So I am keeping the style set, label set same as proposed and all labels. Clicking on OK. Now I have to define the spiral settings. So I will go with the curve radius of 500, the transaction length of we are working for the 80 kilometers hour design, it is 45 as per the table in the ARC 38. 500 radius, minimum transition length is 45. So I will be giving the default 45, clicking on OK. So by selecting the tangents with curves, these are the curve settings, and now I will be clicking on tangent with the curves, selecting the option. So if I take a road, so you can see automatically you will be getting the curves as specified in the curve and spiral settings. So you can continue your alignment in this way, and similarly I will be showing you some few more tricks also how to get the tangents and then assigning the curves transitions. So for this, now just only click on the tangents with no curves. So you can create an alignment only tangents, so you don't get any curve. So you can assign the curve later, first entity, second entity, you can assign radius. So in this way we can do the alignment. First we can run the tangents and later we can assign the curve radius. So in similar fashions there is another scope also. So for the same curve, if you want to assign the spirals, so again going with the tangent. So these are two tangents. Now you have to assign a curve with the spiral. So clicking on this option, next entity, assign the curve radius, make it as 100. I'm making it. Now it will be asking first spiral length. So for the 100 kilometer speed, the spiral 100 radius. If you take this 100 radius, so you can only design for the 50 kilometers per hour speed, which is the transition length is 70. So now I will be applying the transition in 70. Transition 70 on the other side also. You can see this is the actual curve here and here. So this is the transition to here. After that the actual curve starts with the radius of 100, and here you can see the curve end. This is the transition. So here I am not able to display the labels. Can I send all labels? Apply. So in the same alignment, I am creating the three different alignments with the different area. So the annotation was not shown properly. So all the three now they are being considered as the same alignment. So now I'm creating properly for the another alignment, minor row. For this, I want to create an X line which will be perpendicular to this row. Now I'll be showing you another technique like creating the alignment from the existing polylines. So here I had drawn a polyline which is perpendicular to the already proposed alignment. So now I will go to the alignments, create alignment from the object, clicking on this polyline. So it will ask the direction. So from left to east to west or west to east. So as per error, I will be making it as a default, east west to east. So clicking on the enter. Now it will be asking the name. Name I'm giving it as or void. Okay, labels. I don't have any curves. Erasing the existing entities like this line will be deleted. Only the proposed alignment will be left over. So here I'm clicking on the OK. So it has converted the polyline that was created to an alignment. So this is how we will be creating the alignments. For this, you can click on the alignment. Anytime we can change the properties, style sets, standard size style sets. You can see the green line over here has been converted to all white line. Going to the proposed. So in the display summary, you can change the color notation also if you want. It has red instead of the curve locations. Spiral locations the green and arrows green. So you can see the actual curve will be on the. So annotations are like you can customize the annotation as per our requirement. Even the labels also. So we can change the main. So you can make the minor tick which is at 10 meters interval. You can change this to the 30 meters if you want. Even at the 5 meters interval, you can see the changes how it happened. And the same. The same way it can be given as per our requirement. So once this task is done now, this is annotation style set and creation of the horizontal and vertical alignment. So our next step is to, and here we can even change the names. Our immediate next step is applying the vertical alignment for this horizontal alignment created. So now we will be creating the surface profile. Now creating the vertical alignment, we have to click on profile, create surface profile. Here we have to select the road, major road or minor road. And this surface also has to be added. And now if you want an offset for this alignment, so we have to give the offset also, offset distance. So you can give -2 to the negative offset and +2 to the, so let we have some 10 meters, so we can add directly. So you will get the triangulation surface offset for every 10 meter offset of the alignment that we had already created. So now go to the drawing profile view. So here we have to give the profile view name. I'm giving PV for the profile view, AOR, ROAV, major road. Here you can view the style also. I'm just keeping the profile view style as it is. And you can give station ranges from where to where you have to show the profile height. So here I want to go with 382, 355 to 380. Height of the profile, you can see here the grid will be shown from 345 to 380. So what are the profile surfaces that I have to show? You can every time you can click add data bands. So cut and fill quantity. You can here give the this. You can give the color coding for the cut and fill quantity separately based on this. Once the profile is done, I will show you how to differentiate for the fill and cut area. So any hatchings if required, I'm not going for any hatches. So now clicking on the create profile view, it will ask a place to select the location where you want to place the vertical schematic. So here you can see, so this is our actual triangulation. Just moving the cursor near to the surface, you can see here -10 name as triangulation -10. So this is the positive offset. So right side offset to say clearly 10 meters. You can see here triangulation -10. This is the left side offset for the alignment on the ground. So for our understanding purpose, I will be making the offset profile style set. So now a different color will be assigned to this. You can see the dotted cyan color line. The similar way I will be making a different style for the object style. So I will make simple offset profile. So you can see the green line. I can even change the colors also. You can go to here, display, stuff line green, you can make it as red. You can see the red color line. So this is how my profile is. You can see the grid starting from 345 to 380. So 345 will be the datum. Now I can change the view also of the profile schematic. So I had already created a band set with the name BSP band set. So in which we are applying this band set. So you can see here proposed road level, existing ground level, different horizontal, vertical schematic, supervision change. So there is a discrepancy in this data, which is like clumsy. Now once the profile is completed, then you will find the actually how the profile looks. Initial surface profile I am saying. So now I have to go to this profile option. Now clicking on the profile creation tool and clicking on the band, I will be getting a profile name to give. So I will give this as PROFILE profile AJOR road. So I'm just clicking on the OK, and we will be getting the toolbar. So in the same way what we had done, here we have to give the curve settings. So you can see here, so these are the key values for the design speeds that we are doing. So if we go with the design speed of 80, so we had followed follow 800 as the 500 as the design speed. So 500 curve radius for the design speed of 80. So now the design speed that we followed for the horizontal is 80, and similar fashion we will be applying the same vertical scenario also. So for the 80 kilometers design speed, so if you are doing the design for the intermediate side distance, for the summit curve, the minimum K value should be 60, and for the valley curve it is 25.3. So I will give you the crest and sag curves. So sag is the valley curve, which it will be for this data it is 25.3. So 25.5 millimeters, 60. So clicking on OK, this will be the default values. I'll be drawing the tangents with the curves. So I'll start from here. So this is my actual ground. So wherever you put the IPs, you'll be getting a default curve with the K values that are specified. So by clicking on this profile, which is a dark red thick color one, so we can move the IPs. So we can adjust this to the ground. So we can minimize the cut and fill accordingly. In case of in between, if you want to insert an IP also, you can insert just by clicking on this command insert PVI. So we can insert the IP. Here we don't have the curve, now we have to create the curve. Similar way. So it's nicely fixed almost. So this profile should be done as per the design criteria that was adopted as per your particular design. So based on the soil replacement, based on the height of embankment that you have to give HFL data. So this should be done accordingly. So for the tutorial purpose, I'm only telling you about the tools. I'll tell you for the inserted IP how to create a curve. Let's go to this more free vertical curves, free vertical parabola UI based. So clicking on the center of this curve, if you drag this, you can see there is a formation of the curve. You see the curve over here. So in the table view, so we can round up the curve lengths, and this is the 14 meters one curve is the new one that we had created by inserting the IP. So now we can round up the curve lengths. So you have to satisfy the K values in order as per this curve length. So sag curve it is 25, hog curve it is 60. So ensure sag curve is 25 the K value you are getting. Otherwise, by increasing that, so just because this is happening because they don't have enough space here to accommodate the or increase the length of the curve. So now I'll be dragging towards the side. Now I'll be getting enough space. Now I can increase the curve length to 150. So still I'm not able to achieve the thing. 180, 90. So 25.46, which is only 25.3 to satisfy. focused, you have to satisfy the 80 speed. The K value should be at least minimum 60. For the SAC, we can decrease the curve length. And one thing is like profile curve length, we have to make it as a rounded figures, multiples of 10. So setting out in the site while constructing, it will be easy for the people who are constructing over there. So in that prospect, these should be rounded to the nearby 10th value, 10th, nearby 10 to say. So in this way we had created, and make sure that gradients that we had provided are minimum 0.3 to 3.3. So it is in plane and rolling terrain. The rolling gradient should be 3.3 and limiting gradient 5 and exceptional gradient can be 6.7. So our terrain is plain and rolling only, not the steep and mountainous terrain, but still it can only go up to 7% is exceptional gradient only. So if you see here we can, it is the exceptional gradient. If you are considering, it can be up to 3.3. So if any changes in this should be correct. So similarly remaining 1.57, 1.537. So now this satisfies the gradient thing. So the design, profile design should be done in such a way in order to minimize the cut and fill quantity, balancing the cut and fill quantity with minimum, and at the same time satisfying the gradients. So if you see the thick red line that we had provided is the FRL. You can see this is how the FRL is. So for the convenience of the junction, so we have to do the design also for the convenience of the junction, which in the further processor can be simplified. So our junction point exactly is somewhere near around 1230. So 1230 chainage. So our junction is somewhere here around here. So in order, there will be slightly changes in the gradients of the profile at the junction portion, just to match with the perpendicular road. So that is the crossroad. So I will try to avoid the much steeper gradients here, and at the same time, in order to curve also, I will be decreasing the curves, number of curves here. So when I come to here, so my last curve 60, it is 200 maximum that I had given. So I can shift the curve. I will try to shift the curve, or try to avoid the curve as much as possible. I am inserting an IP over here. I am making more smoother gradient at the junction levels, junction portions. Now the K value can be minimized so that level can be decreased. With the profile curve length of 158 itself, now you are getting 60.9. So let us make it as round figure here also. So I have to insert a curve. And here we have to clearly identify each and every tool that how the necessity it will be. When coming to this more free vertical curves, they are asymmetrical curves, like you can give curve center is symmetrical in the first one, as well as symmetrical curve you can have left side like the different on the curve, it's like IP based on the asymmetry. So one side you will be getting the less length, and another side you can get other side of the IP point you will be getting the more length within the curve portion itself, within the profile curve itself. So there are different type of tool options here available, so accordingly we can use them, and manually you can make the corrections using these grade in grade out tables. So this is how we had made this, and now let us check the curve tables. 100 slack curve is okay. Okay, here also you can make it 90 and 50. So all the k values are satisfying as per the design criteria. So during the regradation of the junction also, it seems to be like there will not be much deviations will be there. So now by closing this, similar way we have to do the profile for the crossroad. While doing the crossroad profile, we should keep it in our mind that level of this road should be matching with the crossroad level at this particular point. So to find out the level at this particular point, so we have to click on the major road. In the inquiry option, you can select the surface. So profile of the major road, okay, and road, and now you can select the center intersection center point. So here you will be getting the station, the chainage of the chainage on the major road and the elevation on the major road. This is, I will making a note of this thing, station on major road and elevation. In the similar way, we have to select the minor road on the same point. Once the profile is started, then you will be getting at the same chainage what it is to be given. So let us start the minor road profile also. Before that, as I said to you, the vertical schematic it is showing as very clumsy thing. So as per the design that we had, it should be showing the details over here. So for that, going to the import band set. So this is the predefined band set I had already prepared and kept it here. Profile. So this profile 1, profile 2 belongs to the items that we are selecting. So this is the proposed FRL. Proposed FRL, you should be giving that profile 1. This is the profile 1, and further which surface you are doing this profile 1. So second thing is ground levels. Ground levels both are same, and third one is level difference. So level difference is from the profile, I mean FRL, proposed profile, to the existing surface. So profile 1 is the proposed, existing surface is a triangulation surface. So similarly for the horizontal vertical schematic, the chainage and superrelation, you have to assign the profiles and surfaces where it is to be given exactly. So by applying on this, you can see the gradients that we had provided. Vertical schematic, horizontal schematic, now everything is. Superrelation is not applied. So it is in the next procedure when we apply the superrelation, we can find out the schematic of superrelation also on this band. So we can check here clearly the FRLs 355.26, which is the FRL, and 352.037 for this particular chain is the OGL. So this is the difference between the FRL and OGL datum. Similarly, for the minor road, we are doing the profile, creating surface profile, minor road, triangulation, add, drawing profile view, station ranges, heights 350 to 370. Now click on the, so now you got the ground level. Here I had not taken any offset levels. So input the band set that we had already created and kept it for our reference. Click on OK. Now we got all the band set as similar with the standards that we had used for the major road. And now we have to do the profile, which is like profile creation tool. Clicking on this band, you will be getting the name of the profile that we have to be assigning. So profile minor road, clicking on the OK. We can start giving the curve settings here. So I'm applying the same curve settings. So here also draw the tangents with curves. So I'm going to draw tangents with curves. Our main motive over here is whatever the level that you are giving here on the major road at this particular chain is the same level is to be maintained. So for this, before assigning the curve here, I want to make it as a normal IP with the tangents. So I will remove the IP. I'm inserting the IP here. So this is the tangents. So once the levels and everything has been fixed, then I will be assigning the curves here and the length. So when you go to this road inquiry option, clicking on the major profile, so at this point, this is the chainage and this is the level. So similarly, if you change it to the other road and the profile of the other road is selected, so here it is showing the chainage exactly at that midpoint. You can see this is the chainage and this is the level. So you can see this is the level of the major chainage of the major road. This is the chainage of the minor road. This is the level of the major road and this is the level of the minor road. At this chainage, and this is the chainage for the minor road. This is the junction point where you have to get both the same levels. So major road, it's like minor road is guided by the major road. So we have to assign the same level at this particular chainage. So now I'll be taking the chainage. In this, going to the toolbox, I'll be applying the chainage over here. Pasting the chainage and the level is 35906. So this is the level I have to be maintaining. So in the profile, if you see, the profile has been handled for this change. So this point is freezed over here. Now accordingly for the gradients that are to be applied, so we have to change the gradients as per the code. So our ruling gradient is maximum limited to the 3.6, 3.3. Particularly, we have to understand that the junction location, the grade difference should be not more than 1.5. So in order to make it as a grade difference less than 1.5, we should be following very less gradients, not the steep gradients of 3.3. So here now I will be making this profile elevation will be constant. So away from the junction, later we can make it as a grade changes as per our requirement. So to say clearly, 30 to 50 meters of the junction portion I don't want to disturb, because the variations in the changes that are happening will be reflecting up to the fillets of the curve based on the TCS that we had applied. So now, so we are making the flat at the junction, and again we are following the same rule ingredients. So once you had provided the grades, so second thing is like we have to provide the curves. So similar fashion. In the same way, we have to click on the profile view properties and assign the profile and triangulation surface wherever required. Clicking on the apply will give you the details of the profile that we had followed over here. So, and in the tabular view, we have to ensure that the profile curve lengths provided are as per the standards or not. Here the k value you are getting for this is 9.143. So second road it's a small minor road which can be designed for the lower speeds. So let it be for the design speed of 30. So or 40 or 50 we can make it a design speed. So if you are taking for the 40, it's 8.4, and valley curve it will be 6.6. So here rounding off this to 20, 30. So here it is satisfying both k values for the 40 kilometer speed design. You can make a bit away from the mid of the junctions the same gradient. So slightly sliding this. Here also we are slightly sliding this. So in the mid where there is a same, so here it is following the same gradient. So no need of IP. So we are making it as a single IP. So now you can see clearly how we had done this crossing road. So here in the junction area, we had made it everything clear and straight and with the minor grade difference, not less than 1.5. So while doing the junction, this will be having a very good impact. Now we can check the elevation at this junction exactly whether it is matching or not. So I'm clicking at this intersection point. You can see the elevation is 359.064. Similarly for the minor road also 359.063. There is a slight minor gap. So we can even no issue that we can make it. We are adjusting again. No issue. I'm going it for more precise. Let me see if there is any differences. 359.064. This is the exact change. Now we got it. 7 minus 3.3. So all the profile curve exactly the change and everything are precisely matched now. So now if you see here, the unwanted IPs can be removed. Again we are verifying the same thing. Major road. Three five nine point zero six four 033, and for the minor road also 359.064. So 3 decimals are matched. That's more than enough. So here also we had made the grade difference not much, and here also we had done the same thing by making not much grade difference. So in this way we can do the profile as per the requirements of the road, and once it is done, now we are ready to apply the super elevation on this major road where there is a car. So here we had given 500 radius with 150 meters of transition on both the sides. This super elevation can be applied at any stage, like even after applying the transition, even after applying the corridor, creating the surface. At any stage we can apply the super elevation. Until that, it will be acting as a normal corridor with the cameras or whatever it will be giving. So I will be showing you the super elevation and how it is applied and how it will be showing once the corridor model is done. So we can clearly identify the super elevation whether it is applied or not. So that will be one good task, that how it is applied and all to check. So without corridor, if you apply the super elevation also, you cannot find out the difference. So I will be doing it once the corridor surfacing is done. So for that, so both the profiles has been done. Now we have to create the assembly. So assembly is the component that will be running throughout the alignment in order to make it as a corridor. So assembly is nothing but the TCS. So TCS is a group of many components of the road, total road, within our stipulated ROW. So our TCS components, like assembly components, will include sub-assembly components like lanes, curbs, footpaths, cycle tracks, side slopes, ditches. It can be median and guardrails, as well as the many others. Like you can see the list of sub-assembly components here. So this is the tool Pilates. So simply by clicking on the control 3, you will be getting the tool Pilates here, or you can check it in the viewport in the Pilates. You can click here. So you'll be having all tool prospector toolbar, whether to be opened or closed. The same way, settings, toolbars, surveys, tool Pilates, properties, tool space, and everything can be seen here in this view Pilates. So here we are having different types of lanes that can be applied. So basic things. So these are the lanes with super elevation, without super elevation, one sided with stepping for the different layers, and similarly for the shoulders, medians, curves. Daylight is the cut fill, embankment cut fills, and some generic things like lanes. And we are having the condition based cut fill quantity related slopes, and these are some trenches for the ditches and all for the side drains. And these are some retaining structures, rehabilitation structures, some bridge components. So in the newer version, you will be finding much more standardized, and there are some readily made assemblies are also available, so which can be directly used. So first, for creating the assembly, so I had already made some few assemblies here and I had kept it side by. Just these are for the reference. So you can check here, these are for the reference, and these, by keeping this as a reference, we will be creating an assembly here. In this similar assembly, we'll try to create one assembly, and we will run the corridor. Okay, so for this I want to take this assembly, which is 26-meter all course. This is the name that I had given. So I'm selecting this assembly. Just I'm keeping near to our area. Right, this is the assembly that we have to use. So same similar assembly that we'll be preparing an assembly here. So I will show you how to prepare the assembly, how to assign the values and all. So in this, when coming to this, the components that we had used here are one component is like road lanes, another one is like footpath, third one is drain, and there are other spaces where utility spaces are there, which we are leaving here for utility space, all these things which will be coming into the earth fill quantities, and finally the daylight cut fill. So you can check, there are many parameters and each and everything how to apply and all I will show you. So first we have to create the assembly. So creating assembly, it's like in the home tab, assembly, click on create assembly. So here we can give the name. I'm just giving as a trail, name as trail. So just click on this OK, and we have to place it in the place where, right. So this is the trail, assembly trail. If you just give long gap on that cursor, move the cursor onto that assembly, it will give you the name. So here First I will be taking the basic lane or in the lanes. So first I have to give the medians, lanes, and whatever the way I want. So I am going to the lane, so I am taking one lane which is having, just drag the lane and just click on this red line, so you will be getting the lane over here. So now click the escape. Now click on the escape, sorry, just select this lane, whatever the lane that we had given, and by clicking on the mirror option, so it will be, and again selecting this red line, so it will be mirroring the same object towards the other side, left side. So while before doing this, let us give the specifications of this lane, the layer thicknesses and everything. So the width, it was given default, so we can make it as 7 minus 2.5, 250, 0.03, 25 admits, subgrade. So just, or you can make these layers 4 layers by combining or removing and all. So this is use superrelation. When you keep the superrelation criteria as a left lane outside, right lane outside, the criteria should be specified here. Accordingly we have to prepare the superrelation. Then as per the superrelation that we had applied, it will be applied to the corridor. So now I will be giving it is a right lane one, so it is a right side, right lane outside. So I don't want to keep it as none, it is right lane outside, away from the count, and I'm just clicking on the OK. So now what I ask for the your customized lane, here it is. So now just by clicking on the mirror and again selecting the red line, so you are getting the carriageway lanes. So similarly, so this is like footpath that I had given. So this footpath is simple normal solid object what I had given is. So I can go with some basic lane assemblies. So we don't have any specific item for the footpaths and all. So I'll be taking only the basic lane assembly, and I will not assign any super elevation rotation for that particular thing. So here it is, this is a footpath. If you want to raise that, so this is the footpath, and we can define the thickness also here. Width we can take it as 2 meters, depth as 0.5, cross loop plus 2. So applying this, you can see the footpath has been taken. Similarly, we can go for the ditches, side trenches, simple channel, trapezoidal channel, or side ditch or anything. I'm just taking the channel, sending it. Sorry. So for the timing, I'm taking the simple side ditch. So I'm sending it to here. Sending it to here. So this then can be customized as per our requirement. So the grades, and go to the subassembly properties. So here the depth that we had given, side slopes. So side slope I want to give it as 1:1. Applied. There. So we are simply using the side ditches subassembly property. Maybe just zero extensions. So we can create a ditch like this, and we can even increase the depth also. So as per our requirements, we can customize this. Now I'm making it as 0.3. This is the ritual depth that I had given. In the same way, so now finally we will be applying the daylight. So daylight, I can apply daylight bench or whatever it is, like as per our requirement of the project. So I'm taking the simple daylight bench. I'm applying over here. You can see the daylight bench we had applied. So whatever the things that we had applied on the right side of the things, we have to select them. Just please select one by one so that it will be. So just by clicking on the mirror and on the assembly, selecting the assembly, the same setup will be applied towards the left side of the left side of the element. So we can see more or less similar to the above one has been applied. These are the simple lines and links that we can apply wherever we want. Same way, once the assembly has been created, we can even select the similar assembly. We can select a copy, and the same thing can be applied wherever the same thing will be applied. So from the readily available assemblies also we can use the same components, and we can apply the for our new assemblies, and at the same time we can take it from the tool palette and can be applied. So there is a one more thing. It's like in the assembly tool palette, if any component is not available, so as per our requirement, they can be created using the subassembly composer, which I will be explaining you in the next task, as a next task. So this is our assembly trial assembly. I will be applying this for the both the rows that we had designed. So this one. So this is the assembly that we will be applying. So here the rotation you have to check. So it is showing as right side elevation while copying. This should be specifically mentioned whether it should follow the left lane outside superposition criteria or right lane, even though when you make the copy for the assembly that you had done for the right to left. So this should be specifically clear. We have to mention whether it is our left side is to be applied or right side is to be applied on each and every carriage parameter assembly sub-assembly component. So now I'll be applying this sub-assembly to the alignment that we had designed. So that makes it as a corridor. So click on the corridor. So these corridor, creating the corridor. So we have to give major road corridor I'm giving. So alignment is major road, profile I'm selecting, assembly is like trial, and target surface is our triangulation surface. Just by clicking on this, okay, now it will be asked this assembly to be applied from chain edge and to chain edge and the interval. So interval, we can change the interval to 10 meters or 20 meters as per our requirement, at the tangents, at the curves, at the vertical curves. So based on that, this interval can be changed. And now if you want to add one more region, like for half the road you can apply one assembly and another half you can apply different assembly. So click insert region before or after. I will be after. So region name you have to give it as some one or two. Assembly also you have to mention. So I give for sample whatever the assemblies that created, I will be applying this. Okay, so you have to assign the chain edge here 1 to 500, later it is 500 to end. So here also you have to check the intervals are to be defined, interval on which the corridor is to be running at which. So now by clicking on this apply, we build the corridor. Just click on the OK. Now you can see the corridor has been applied. So you can see the corridor, and with this portion it is having a discrepancy of matching the corridors we had given this. Because they are two different corridors without the uh, taper we had assigned this corridor, so it has taken randomly. So this should be avoided. So the corridors that you are changing should be, while applying the corridor, it should be proper to say clearly it's not matching. So again I will go to the corridor properties. So now you can see clearly, if you don't give any distance for taper, so it will take by default whatever the minimum corridor interval that was given will be taken. So I will show you how to apply this while changing the corridor. So this is on the curve actually. So you can see the earthwork lines here. So this is going into the cut earthwork lines. This is the earthwork line. So when you are coming to the fill, you can see the green line on the fill. So this is the filling portion. Again towards this side it is cutting. So we can observe clearly on the minor road. So because half the road it is into the cutting and half the road it is into the filling. So similarly for the corridor can be applied directly to this road, even minor road. So our minor road corridor, selecting the road assembly, surfacing it to the our triangulation surface. Click on OK. Intervals are to be defined. I am just giving it as a 10 meter interval. So more the accurate you want, you have to decrease the interval, rebuild the corridor. So you can see here, half the road, as I said, it will be into the cutting, and half the road, as I said, it will be into the filling. So while doing the profile itself, I had a clear picture of how the cutting will be, how the filling will be. You can see here, almost one third of the road. So almost 60% of the road is into the filling, 60% of the road is into the cutting here. The similar fashion has been followed even here also. Even in this assembly, we can show the styles. Cut area and fill area styles you can be showing. So we are giving green color for the fill area and the profile itself. Just be clicking apply. You can see the hatch of fill area and cut area. So in this way, we can easily understand in the profile itself which part is going into the fill and which part is coming into the cut. So this is for the annotation purpose. So this task of applying up to the corridors has been completed.